Hello students, today I am going to teach you 10th math. My name is Ashok Rajput. I will explain today number system as first we have explained the application and theory, but now I will explain the solve sums which are related to this chapter as in based on theory. Then I will give to you class test. Then App- assignments also available if you request. Now we are going to start the solve sums, so you will be very careful and attentive about this. So because these are very simple, and you will try to understood this very gently and very carefully. Now it is the first sum, so that any positive odd integer is of the form 6q plus 1 or 6q plus 3 or 6q plus 5, where q is some integer. Are you seeing here? So here we are seeing it is 6q, it is 6q, it is 6q. Here 6 is same everywhere. So and it is 1, it is 3, it is 5. And 6 is divisor. Here 1 is as a remainder. So take any arbitrary odd positive integers, and divisor is 6 and remainder always be smaller than divisor and greater or equal to 0. So divisor is 6, so we can take here remainder 0 to 5. 0 to 5 numbers are smaller than 6. So, and we know as according to Euclid's division lemma A equal to BQ plus R. We will apply this lemma in this question and use these remainders and process this is this as 1, remainder is 1, for remainder is 0 at first, and a equal to bq plus r, and we will put here 0 at the place of r. A equal to 6q plus 0, here a equal to 6q plus only 6q, because 0 means nothing, so it will be 6. We are seeing here 6q is even number because 6 is even. Why 6 is even? Because it is 2 into 3. If we multiply any number by the even number, then number will be even. So it is even number. Now remainder is 1. So we will use here remainder 1. It is 6q plus 1. Here we are seeing it is even, but 1 is odd number, so it will be odd. Now r equal to 2, a equal to 6q plus 2. Here we know already 6q is even and 2 is even, then sum of these two be even. Next, if remainder is 3, then a equal to 6q plus 3. Here 6q is even and 3 is odd, then this number will be odd. After that remainder is 4, it will be 6q plus 4. As we know 6q is even, 4 is even, then sum of these two be even. And remainder is 5, 6q plus 5. Here 6q is even and 5 is odd, so this will be odd. Now we will write here only odd numbers, not even numbers, because he is saying in the question positive odd integers, not even odd integers only. So we will take from here, which we have solved here, only odd integer. So first one is 6q plus 1, next one is 6q plus 3, and last one is 6q plus 5. So we are seeing any positive odd integer is in the form of 6q plus 1 or 6q plus 3 or 6q or 6q plus 5. We have justified here. So this way you can also, if such types of other questions, so first we check the what is the divisor. If you know the divisor, then you decide the remainder, and because you know the division lemma, Euclid's already a equal to bq plus r, so you will use this lemma and use these remainders, and this way you can solve other sums and find what he is saying. Note down those terms only, and you can solve other sums also. It is very simple. Only this you will know, a equal to bq plus r. Remainder you can decide from here. It is always less than divisor, as you know. Now we are going to the next question. It is question number 2. Concept of this question is number of zeros at the end of the product will be equal to the smallest power of 2 and 5. First we convert into factors 2 and 5 and check whose power is smaller. If we have decided, then we can find the how many zeros we will get in the product of given numbers. Such problem is given here. Check whether 6 raised to the power n ends in 0 for any natural number n. If it is ends with 0 or not, so how we will decide it, how we will check it. So first we factorize it. Here 6 is the number. As we have factorized it here, a equal to 2 into 3 raised to the power n. Here we are seeing it is 2, it is 3. But here should be 2 and 5. Here, so here is 2 only, not 5 is here. So we have multiplied, it is 2 root raised to the power n, 3 raised to the power n, which is not in the form of 2 raised to the power n into 5 raised to the power m. Therefore, 6 raised to the power n doesn't end in 0 because it is not follows the our concept. It is very simple. So we will factorize and make the pairs, write in indices form. Then you will find the, or you can say in the exponent form, and then decide if it is in the form. If it is not in the form, then it doesn't ends in 0. Problem next. How many zeros at the end of number 2 raised to the power 2, 5 raised to the power 3? I am going to solve this problem also. Smallest power, now we are seeing here, smallest power is 2. Here we are saying it is 2, it is 3, then smaller is 2. At the end there will be two zeros because our concept is saying this one. So we will use our concept in these types of questions. It is very simple, only based on concept. How many zeros at the end of numbers 2 raised to the power 4 into 5 raised to the power 3? We are seeing here its power is 4, its power is 3, here 3 is smallest. So at the end there will be 3 zeros. It is very simple. We will compare the powers and the zeros will be as the smallest power. Now we are going to the next question. Now you have you understood? The next one is prove that 3 plus 2 root 5 is an irrational number. As we know, it is sum of rational and irrational is irrational, but there is need to decide it or check it. How we can prove it? It is irrational because in mathematics always we in our mind raise the question, it is rational, then how it is irrational, then how. So first we check it and check it by and how it is rational or irrational. So as it is given in 3 plus 2 root 5 equal to, we have let it here p by q, where q is not equal to 0. So we have transposed 3 to the right side. If we transpose any term, then we change the sign. Then it is written here 2 root 5 equal to p minus q minus 3. We have taken here LCM. LCM is q. Then here we can write 1 also. It is, but it is not compulsory also. If you know the method, then it is divided by q, then it will be p. It is divided by 1, then it will be 3q. Then because it is written here 2 root 5 equal to p minus 3q by q, so we have divided it by 2. Root 5 equal to p minus 3q by 2q. We are seeing here, as we have taken here it p by q. P by q is rational, so we are seeing, because these are integers, then p minus 3q by 2q is a rational number, and we already know it is irrational number. It means both sides are not equal. So p and q are integers and is also an integer. It is a rational number and it is irrational number. But we are using here equal sign, or here values are not equal. This is rational, this is irrational, and we are using in solution equal sign. It means both sides are not equal, because we get a contradiction. Hence, our assumption is wrong. As we have assumed it is in the P by Q form, so it is wrong. It means these are this number is not a rational number. It means therefore 3 plus 2 root 5 is an irrational number. It is very simple. We can use these steps in such types of questions. In all questions, if we are going to prove the given number is irrational, so first we let it, then put it equal to, then simplify it and check it, and then we can find both sides are not equal, then it is contradiction. The contradiction means oppose, which are opposing to the first left side to the right side. So it is contradiction is here. Now we are going to the next question. Have you understood? The next problem, it is written here third. Now we going to the fourth. If p by q is rational number, then 2.0568 represent it in the form of p by q. If it is rational, then we want to represent it in fractional form as p by q. Let x is given, x equal to 2.056868, multiply the equation 1 by 100 on both sides. Why we have multiplied it by 100? Because bar is at 2 digit. If bar is at 1 digit, then we multiply by 10. If bar is at 2 digit, then we multiply by 100. If bar is at 3 digit, then we multiply by 1000. Such way we work in solving such types of problem. First we have multiplied by 100, as 100x equal to this one, 205.6868. Again we have multiplied it by 1000 of this one, then we are finding 20,000. It is 10,000 equal to 20,000. 5.6868 Subtracting equation second from equation first, we have subtracted the, as we are getting here 9900x equal to this, then x equal to 20,663 by 9,900, as answer is 20,363 by 9,900. So it is in the P by Q form. Now we are going to the next question. Solve. Prove that 1 by root 2 is an irrational number. It is the same question as we have done before. If possible, it is if possible, so we can let it 1 by root 2 is a rational number. A rational number always we can write in the p by q form, where q is not equal to 0. So we have written here 1 by under root 2 equal to p by q. Here p and q are integers. P by q is a rational number, but under root 2 is an irrational number. Always we know, as we have shown number line also, and in the examples also we have given in the books. There are many places, if it is possible to any number can to write, can be written in under root 2, and after simplification root 2 is there, so it is irrational number. Here we are seeing left hand side is not equal to right hand side. So we get the contradiction here also. So therefore our assumption is wrong, as we have assumed here. So it is wrong. So it is not a rational number. It means 1 by root 2 is an irrational number. It is very simple method. So you can do it and decided by our assumption. Why we always decide it is in the P by Q form? Because we have studied about the rational numbers and know about more and more about the rational numbers. So we can take it is as a rational numbers. Then we work about that way and check it. It is the simple method for checking the it is a rational or irrational. Then we are going to the next question, as we have here. Find the SCF of 65 and 117 and find the value of m and n. If SCF of 65 and 117 is 65m plus 117n. Because SCF is given in the Mn form, so first we find the SCF of these two numbers and arrange these in this form 65m and 175n. Then we compare and find the value of m and n. So first we going to find the SCF of the given two numbers, as let a equal to 117 and b equal to 65. Here we are seeing which number is smaller. 65 is smaller than 117. So we will divide A by the B. Here B is divisor, A is dividend. In the first step, we are going to divide 117 by 65. So it is divisible only one time. So 65 1 is 65. When we have subtracted, we have found it here 52. It is not 0 because it is remainder and it is smaller than divisor also. Then there is need to the next step. So first we check this step is correct by lemma. Then 117 equal to 65 into 1 plus 52. It may be solved. We will find 117 equal to 117. Now next step, a remainder. A remainder is now it is divisor and divisor is as dividend. 52 1 ja 52, we have subtracted here, remainder is 13. So 50, it is not 0. So we will check this if this step is correct. 65 equal to 52 into 1 plus 13. If we solve it, then we will get 65 equal to 65. But remainder is not 0. So there is the need of next step. So we going to the third step. We will divide by 13 to 52. 13 4 is 52. Now we are getting here 52 minus 52, it is 0. Remainder is 0. So it means if remainder is 0, then that divisor is the SCF. But we check this step if it is correct. 52 equal to 13 into 4 plus 0. Now we are seeing it is 52 and 13 4 are also 52. It means it is also correct. Here remainder is 0. Therefore SCF is 13. Here up to here we have found the SCF. But my problem is this, we want to find the value of M and N. So we start from the remainder. Since 65 equal to 52 into 1 plus 13. Or we can find here, or we can write it also, 13 equal to 65 minus 52 into 1. We have transposed the 52 into 1 to the left side and rewrite this way. Now we are seeing here it is 13 equal to 65 minus 52 into 1. Now we will find the value of 52 from the next. So and we will put in this here. So 52 equal to 117 from here. So 52 equal to 117 minus 65 into 1. So because we know it, 13 equal to 65 minus 52 into 1. So we have put the value of here 52 and we are finding 65 minus 17 into 1. Comparing now we are seeing here 13 equal to 65 into 2 plus 117 into minus 1 and comparing with 13 equal to 65m plus 117n, as here the value of m is 2. Here we are seeing here into 2, here into m. So m is 2. Here we are seeing into minus 1 into n. Therefore n equal to minus 1. Such way we can find the value of m. The question may be different, number may be different, and here may be mn and other symbols also. So first we find the SCF and check it if it is the correct and put it in the remainder form and arrange in mn form, and then we will compare, and after comparing this way we can find the value of m and n. Such type of question also very important and exams also we are seeing many times. So you will practice such types of sums if these sums are feeling difficult, but these are not difficult. These are so simple as you have done in the lower classes. Find the SCF. So you will find the SCF and try to arrange this way, and it will be very simple for you. Now we are going to solve the next question as here. Find the SCF and LCM of 1 by 25 and 3 by 75. These are fractions. We know the SCF and LCM, but fraction of LCM and SCF of fraction is some ways it is different. So our concept is this: find the SCF of fraction. So SCF of numerator upon LCM of denominator. Because we going to find the SCF, so we find the SCF of numerator. If we want to find going to find the LCM, then LCM of numerator, and next one is left SCF of denominator. Only two things are there. So it means SCF, it means SCF of numerator, LCM of denominator. If LCM we are going to find, then LCM of numerator and LCF of denominator. Here we have solved both problems. Here first we find the SCF of 1 and 3 because we need. So SCF 1 and 3 is 1, LCM of 1 and 3 is 3, and LCM of 25 and 75 is 75. We have calculated also because these are prime numbers, but these are composite numbers. So first we factorize these. 25 equal to 5 into 5, 75 equal to 3 into 5 into 5. Therefore LCM B. In LCM we can write the common factors and other factors which are remaining. In HCF, we will write only common factors. It is a simple way. So here we are seeing 5 into 5, 5 into 5 are common, and 3 is here. So we have written here also. So 5 into 5, 25 into 3 equal to 75. 5 into 5 equal to 25. Now we are going to use our concept. Therefore, SCF of 1 by 25 and 3 by 75 is, because SCF of 1 and 3 is 1 and LCM of 25 and 75 is 75. So it is the answer. LCM of 1 by 25 and LC and 3 by 75. LCM of 1 and 3 is 3, and SCF of 25 and 75 is 3 by 25. Such way we have found that the SCF is 1 by 75 and LCM is 3 by 25. And we have written here concept also, so you can use wherever you need. You can find the such way SCF and LCM of fractions. They may be different also. So we will practice such types of questions many times. Now we are going to the next question. Now express each of the following number as the product of its prime factors and find the LCM of these numbers. Now we have numbers 7850, 480. First we factorize these as we have factorized already. 2, 3 is 6. Now here is 1. So 2 9 is 18. 2 2 is 4. 2 5 is 10. 5 5. Here we have divided it by 2. Then it is by 2 here. Here is typing mistake. So 2 3 ja, then 2 9 ja, 2 2 ja, 2 5 ja, then by 5, 5 7 ja, 5 8 ja, then 5 5 ja, then 157 equal to 157 by 1. In the next we have written here, it is 2 into 5 into 5, 5, then into 157 as it is written here. So we have finded factors and factors of 48 here, 480 are here. Then find the LCM. It is, we have written here factors and factors of this, and LCM find the highest power of the factors. If highest power 2 and here 2 is 1, here 2 is 5, so we have written here 5, and 3 is only one time, and 5 is, if 5 raised to the power 2, then 57. Now we will write here this way also and find the LCM. Now we are going to the next question. See here, Hmm, Next, again, find the LCM of 7 by 36 and 28 by 81. Then first we find the LCM of 7 and 28 and SCF of 36 and 81. LCM of 7 and 28 is 28. 7 into 1 into 7. 7 equal to 1 into 7. 28 equal to 2 into 2 into 7. LCM of 7 into 2 into 2 or equal to 2 into 2 into 7, it is 28. Then a CF of 36 and 81. 2 into 2 into 3 into 3. 81 equal to this. Then a CF of 3 into 3 equal to 9. Then LCM of 7 by 36 and 28 by 81 is LCM of numerator upon SCF of denominator. As we have found that LCM of numerator is 28, we have written here, and SCF of denominator is 9. So answer is 28 by 9. Such way we can find the LCM of fraction, as concept is written already. Have you understood? So such types of questions you will practice more and more. Now we are going to solve the next problem. Here we are seeing without actual division state that the following rational numbers are terminating and non-terminating. First we are seeing numbers. First one is written as 15 by 1600, 1715 by 2 raised to the power 3 into 7 raised to the power 3. We are seeing here these numbers. So first we have 15 by 1600, then we factorize it and change into simplest form. 15 equal to 1600 equal to 2 to the power 6 into 5 to the power 2. Then here we are seeing 5 and 5 one time common, so we can cancel it, write it in this form 3 by 2 raised to the power 6 and into 5, which is in the p by q form, and there is not any factor common. Now we are seeing here q means denominator is in the form 2 raised to the power 6 into 5. 5 raised to the power 1 we can say, but 1 we never write. So q has no prime factor other than 2 and 5. So this number is a terminating number. First we compare our concept. So and we will use that one. Concept is this: if denominator is in the form of 2 raised to the power m and to 5 raised to the power n, where a may be m and n may be same also, different also, and sometimes they may be zero also. So we are going to the next part. Here we are seeing 1715 by 2 raised to the power 3 into 7 raised to the power 3. Then first we factorize. So we have find the factors 5 into 7 raised to the power 3 by 2 raised to the power 3 into 7 raised to the power 3. We are seeing in the numerator and denominator 7 raised to the power 3, 7 raised to the power 3. So it is cancelled. Here will be only 5 by 2 raised to the power 3, which is in the p by q form. Here we are seeing at last q has no other factor than 2. So it is also terminating. But in the question, as we are seeing, so it is confusing here because here written it is 7, so it not may be terminating. But first we convert into simplest form, then we compare our concept, because if it is in the form of 2 raised to the power m, 5 raised to the power m, then it always will be in terminating. If it is not in this form, then it is not terminating. Have you understood? First we simplify, then we compare, not first of all by seeing. Okay, so first you change into simplest form. Now we are going to the next question. So that cube of any positive integer is of the form 9m, 9m plus 1, 9m plus 8 for some integer m. It means value of m may be different, but factor of multiple of m is same everywhere. Here is 9, here is 9, here is. It means 9 is divisor. With the help of divisor, first we decide the remainder. So let n be any arbitrary positive number. Arbitrary means certain, without any pre-decision. We have taken any number which is positive and integer. So n equal to 3 cube plus r, where r is smaller than 3 and greater or equal to 0. So n cube equal to, so we are cubing both sides, then n cube equal to 3 cube plus r cube. We will use here an identity a plus b cube. A plus b cube equal to a cube plus b cube plus 3ab in the bracket a plus b. Now we are going to explain. Now cube of 3 is 27, so it is 27 cube. Cube of r is r cube. It is 3ab. 3 into 3 9 cube r in the bracket 3 cube plus r. When we break the bracket, it is 9 3 is 27 q square r. It is 9 1 is 9 q and r square. After that we will arrange this one in this form. N cube equal to 27 q cube, 27 q square r plus 9 cube r square plus r cube. Now we are using these remainders. First remainder is 0, 1 and 2 because it is smaller than 3. So we are seeing here, it's if r equal to 0, then we have put here also 0, here 0, here 0, and because here is not all, so this term only remainder. The n cube equal to 27 cube cube plus 0 0 and 27 cube cube. We can write this way: 9 into 3 cube cube. Q cube 3 q cube equal to m. We have taken here, so it is n cube equal to 9m form. So we are seeing here first step. Now we are going to the next, because remainder is 1. N cube equal to 27 q cube plus 27 q square r plus 9 cube. Here one typing mistake. So 9 cube plus 1. So we have taken here 9 cube common. So here will be 3 cube square, 3 cube, 3 cube plus 1 and plus 1, because we have taken here also 9 cube common, where m is this one. So n cube equal to, it is 9 9m, it is 9, it is it it is 9, it is q into 3 q square plus 3 q plus 1 is m, and this one is this. So it is in the form of n cube equal to 9m plus 1. Now we are going to the next step. Step number third. If remainder is 2, we are saying here it is n cube equal to 27 cube, 27 cube square, then 36 cube plus 8, because r is 2. So we have written here. So we have written here, see here, 9 cube, 9 cube plus, we have taken common, and in the bracket we have find it 3 cube square plus 6 cube plus 4. We can let it m, so it is 9m plus 8. Yes, so it is n cube equal to 9m plus 8. So we are seeing as it is given in the question, it is in the form of 9m plus 1, 9m plus 8 for some integers m. Here we are seeing value of m is different. Here m equal to this one, here m equal to this one, here m equal to this one. M may be different, but we are seeing it is in the form of 9m, 9m plus 1, 9m plus 8 in the first step, second step, and in the third step. Hence, the cube of any positive integer is of the form 9m or 9m plus 1 or 9m plus 8 for some integer m. As we have, so have you understood all the steps? So first you take the remainder, then let any number and cube both the sides and arrange these and use the remainder as 0, 1, 2 and decide this value if it is in the 9m, 9m plus 1 and 9m plus 8. Such way you can solve this problem. So you will practice such types of other sums also. Now we are going to give you a class test. So you will you will complete your class test, then it is compulsory to all of you. So you will complete the class test without leaving the class. Now we are going to give you class test questions. So you will complete it just these are pause the video here and solve the test just now. After completing, you can leave the class. The questions are seven here. As we have explained in examples and in theory, so concept are those. So I will apply those concepts and solve these. Just without completing, no one will be left the class. And here are answer key also. So after completing this test you can match with the answer key, but don't use in the middle. So it is necessary to use the key after completing this test. Okay, so we will start your class test. Now we are it is answer key. Now if you need assignments is available on the request. Send email at asuraspo6420@gmail.com. If you need, then you can send your email. I will provide the assignment. It is very useful for you. There are some twisted questions, and these are very important as your results in the exams. These will be affected. इसे आपका result now you will improve your result, and thanks you for watching this video and have a nice day. So thanks.